and low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rap. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way.
Yo, what's happening, people? It is time for Classic Conversations with JT. Ready now? Okay, it is 8:30-ish. We still right in there. We're going to get this thing going. Listen, people, we got some great stuff happening tonight. This is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're going to talk about that a little bit right now. But while you're sitting there, what I need for you to do is go ahead.
I'm trying to move it.
What in the world is wrong?
Okay.
Keep going.
Yeah. What I need for y'all to do while you're out there is go ahead, Angelo.
Tell a friend, tag a friend. Tell a friend, tag a friend. Don't do it now, do it.
Right now.
Push the goddamn button.
That's all you got to do, man. There's an arrow over there. It's usually facing, as you're looking at it, it's going to be facing to your right. Hit that and just start putting names in there. Just send it to everybody. Let them know what's happening over here in the ATL, Classic Conversation with JT Low. We getting this thing going. We talking about dialogue for our community, making sure that, we can talk about things that's happening locally, plus all things that's happened nationally that's actually affecting our community. And guess what? We are reachable. You can call us. Yeah, 404-500-1605. Give us a telephone call. We are right here for you. You can send us messages during the week, and we can talk about whatever you want us to talk about. That's what I say about we are reachable. Try and reach out to them other folks that you following and looking at every day. Them folks ain't listening to you. Holla at us. Angelo.
What up, though?
How you doing, bro?
Hey, man, still Gucci. Y'all heard the what up, though. Y'all know that means, just in case you forgot. Michigan are the national champions in basketball. I always make sure I just throw that on out there, you know what I mean? Just in case anybody be like, oh, man, what happened over the last few weeks? Yeah, Michigan won that championship. Other than that, man, everything's good, man. I have no complaints. Oh, man, I got a shout out to Asa, man. Asa just got, you know how they start applying for those outside scholarships beyond the school stuff, man. So he just got him a couple awards. Nice monetary awards for some scholarship money that's gonna go to his bank account. So since his education is already free, man, that's like I told him, man,
fire.
That's free money, but that's all you. So
fire.
Yeah. So super excited about that.
That is fire.
I know. I wanted that response from you, buddy. Because you want to say we're gonna be at home. Yeah. I want that so. I want that response from you, buddy. But yeah, man. Other than that, man, everything's good. I got two graduations next month, and we had good shows this weekend, man. We had a really, really, really dope show last night. KOD, man, the 420 show. Yeah. Spencer Neal, man, but Spencer had Erica Duchess in there, Clayton English, man.
Dang, I missed that show.
Oh man, you missed that show. When I say Clayton Clayton supposed to do like 15 minutes,
the
boy.
one I
About
wanted
35
to
minutes
see.
later, Clayton still on. Clayton was just ripping. I mean, him and Erica, they tore it up, bro. So,
Nice.
but it was a gang of comedians there. There. So yeah, but Erica and Clayton really closed it out. It was cool because we were doing like the 420 show and the Hawks watch party at the same, had the game on.
Yeah, I know that was
So
fun.
they were commentating, you know what I mean?
Oh, man.
But when it came down that crunch time, the last 2 minutes, Eric was on stage. So when she came up, they were losing, and as she was going, you know what I mean, everybody started cheering. She's like, "Oh, we up, yeah." She said, "Yeah, we up because I'm on stage."
She did a good little
Vince
job.
said, "Yeah, stay out there." So she stayed there the whole time until the game was over with, man. So it was dope, man. We had a really good time last night, man. We had a real good time, man. I don't smoke at all. Y'all know that. I smoke my cigar. I don't smoke that stuff, but it was luckily that club is bigger
So it wasn't that
because the haze was there.
the
Yeah.
danger of a contact wasn't as
You could position yourself
understood.
Yeah,
a little bit better.
I agree.
Understood.
Because at Uptown over here on
Yeah,
that
it
midnight
was a
show,
wrap.
there was no running from that. joint.
Yeah, you couldn't even see half
And you
the
couldn't
time.
even see half the time. I stayed in the office because I was like, hey man, I walk out beginning the show, man, be like,
Yeah,
man, I'm out of there. But yeah, man. So yeah, it was cool, man. It was real good. This past weekend we had some good shows, and we'll talk about the rest of it later on.
All right, good stuff. Good
That's
stuff.
what's up.
And to
Frank.
my
Don't see
right,
me.
we have the young lady, Miss Jose, in the building. How you doing?
Hey.
How's everything?
I'm doing awesome. Everything is going well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm mad I missed that show because Lo knows I hate being inside. I hate it at home. Ain't nobody there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I would have surely came to that. What's up,
I was
Frank?
surprised. I was surprised I didn't see you. I ain't gonna lie. I thought you were gonna roll through.
Y'all should have, man, somebody should have texted me because I would have came.
Well, good
Yeah, it was
stuff.
dope.
I would have been there.
Good stuff. Well, I want to give a shout out
Erica
to my
Duchess is
child, man.
hilarious.
My kid was in the city for a week.
That's right.
Cat is actually taller than I am right now, and he's huge, bro. I mean, dude he built. You know what I'm saying? I mean, built to where the front of your shirt raised. I was like, damn, bro, you
They built.
yeah, you really like that. Yeah, he really liked that, So had a good time with him though. He spent of course, he's gonna spend more time with his mom, but I had a good time with him. First time I seen the kid in over 3 years, so that was dope.
Wow.
He actually he left and went to Colorado to meet his girlfriend's family.
Okay.
And the dad had already told him that he had some tickets to the game, the Nuggets game. So, bro, he sent me a picture. Hey, man, Ant-Man was right there.
For real?
Yeah, he was right. Yeah,
Oh wow.
he was in there.
Oh
He
wow.
was in there. He was like, Dad, I'm just happy. I could dig
know
it.
that's
I could
right.
dig it.
I
I could
know
dig
that's
it.
right.
Yeah. He was. So I haven't talked to him yet, but I know he was probably, being that he is an ATL kid, he probably was, in the car riding home with a little joy in the inside. Couldn't say too much because I'm sure that the family wasn't happy because
Right.
Denver got beat, but then Ant-Man being on Minnesota, I'm sure he was a little happy about that, but he probably couldn't say too much. Again, first time meeting family, but proud of the kid, man, because it was great seeing him. He's looking at Stan. He's doing some coding stuff, so he's getting that schooling. So yeah,
Good. Get all the
yeah.
schooling you can get,
yeah,
boy.
yeah. I told him, man, hey, man, and coming home helps too. He comes home and meet and see some of his partners.
Mhm.
He said he was walking through the mall, and he looked, and he saw somebody he went to school with. And they kind of done that. And he's sitting there thinking. He said, "Dad, I could have been him." He said, and he was at the kiosk. He was in the middle of the mall. He wasn't even in a store. I said, yeah, you sure could have. Either that or Kroger, because that's where he was. He was at Kroger, enjoying 420. Now he don't, so.
How about that?
How old is
Beautiful thing. He is 20, what are we in, 2026? He is 25. He'll be 26 in August. He's a millennial
he?
baby.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Oh, he's right there where that prefrontal cortex is coming together. You don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I
Right
heard
before you, like you kind of foolish until that prefrontal cortex starts to come together. and fully develop?
All I know is from 22 to now, he's been, pretty responsible. He's actually been buying me
That's
stuff,
what's
and sending
up.
me money. So
What?
I hope
He's sending you money.
Oh yeah,
That's what's up.
I love that.
Oh yeah,
That's what's up.
Oh yeah. Will send me a pair of sneakers just off the rip.
I love that.
Yeah, he'll send me a pair. But we'll get talking about it. Next thing you know, pops up. So
That's what's up.
Yep. Pretty dope.
I love when you start getting your rebates.
Children rebate.
Start getting
Too funny.
My son, he came and cut the grass. Then he asked me. I wasn't even there, and he said, "Make a list of what all you need fixed in the house." I had mommy pride. I was like, okay, love that without asking.
We live on Facebook, on my Facebook. Post on there for me, please.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that.
I'm going on TikTok right now.
I'll talk about that with y'all because I ain't see no changes, Dwayne. But we'll talk about that. So moving on, man.
Will ain't did it yet. That's why.
Okay, we're gonna talk on some small things.
Frank said, "Tell him to send Uncle Frank something too."
Nope, that mean that's part of mine. Sorry, Frank.
I know that's right. That ain't right though.
But we're gonna get to moving. Some small things that happened this week in the sports world. Former Georgia wide receiver Zachariah Branch was arrested over the weekend outside an Athens bar. He declared for the NFL draft, but he was actually in Athens because his brother still plays for Georgia. So he was in Athens for the spring game. So he was actually charged with obstruction of an officer and obstructing a public sidewalk. Both misdemeanors. This happened early Sunday morning. Supposedly, he was directly addressed by officers and warned to disperse. He refused to comply. He got arrested. His bond, people, was $39. Just got me to wondering, were they messing with him because of who he is? $39 bond? I mean, and Zachariah Branch is not a big guy. You think football, you think big guy. But he's a small guy. So it just had me, $39 bond. And, of course, now this is making news. Could mess with his, they could use it to mess with his draft, stock or whatever, his positioning. So I was just wondering, do you think that this was something that had to be done, or you think this was something that was done to mess with him?
When you say had to be done, are you referring to did they have to press charges on him?
Yeah, arrest him and press charges.
Well, I think it was simple because, again, you got people who, I guess, we talked about last week a little bit, that sense of entitlement thing. You know what I mean? It's like, from what they said, they told me to get out the street. You know what I mean? And instead of, you want to just stand there. Come on, bro. You know what I mean? You ain't in college no more. You know what I mean? It's the real world, and whether you like to do things or not, police officer, order, you got to just choose wisely. You know what I mean? You can, it was just, I think that the bond was simply because the charges were so minuscule. I mean,
Right.
The bond is based on what the actual offense was, and what you get them for, jaywalking. You know what I mean? It's like, and probably some type of obstruction. So it was just, you got arrested. I used to call it, when I was out there in the law enforcement world, sometimes you give a person a ticket and you're writing the actual charge on the ticket. The ticket might be speeding, the ticket might be, obstruction, the ticket might be whatever. But the reality of it is your charge is for being stupid. That was your charge. You're really being charged for being stupid right now. But on the books, I got it right. You know what I mean? Because you could have made this situation so much simpler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so many times, man, where, and I've told this story a long time ago, man. I was a police officer, and my first assignment, I was in Buckhead. So, and Buckhead, at that time was, a lot of people have infused into Buckhead.
Yeah, that's when that's what we did.
Yeah,
That's what
that
we
Buckhead
did.
wasn't infused.
Right.
That Buckhead was them.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean?
You was there before.
And so, you know, the challenge was I was dealing with a lot of
Yeah.
the other persuasion, and but I knew how our people get treated. So it was I felt my duty
Even it.
to even the score, keep things a little bit balanced.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
so if I pull you over, Giselle, you know, if I pull one of y'all over, as long as when I get to that car, you don't just say something, you know what I mean? Just again, your charges for being stupid. You know what I mean? If I come in the car and you be like, hey, officer, you know what I mean? You know, what I do, or, you know what I mean? I wasn't, whatever it was. And I'd be like, you know, hey, this is a scenario, but however, you know, just a warning, because everybody ain't going to be like me. How about I tell them?
Okay.
If I come to the door, man, what you put me up? Hold on. Hey, I'd be like, hold on right there. Let me see a license. I'll be right back. Just that simple. You know what I mean? It was just that simple. If you gave me all that off the rip, okay. Your ticket
Right.
is speeding. But the charge is really for being stupid. You know what I mean? That was really what you're getting charged with right now. That was real, bro.
I mean, it's kind of sound like it's overpowered. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, because I had a reason to pull you over.
I'm not saying you don't, but some people don't know what the reason is, right?
So, but do you ask the question, or do you go right into 0 to 60? You know what I mean? If I come to your window and you gave me 60, I'm gonna give it right back. I'm gonna give it right back to you.
I feel you.
But if I come to
feel
your
you.
window, and you know, you don't have to agree or feel, but you don't have to have a attitude or go crazy with it. You know what I mean? If you give me all that off the rip, okay, I'm gonna give it right back to you. Except yours, you're gonna be signing for yours.
I think
and back them day and back my day, we would take the driver's license. We gotta take it back then. Remember, they take the whole driver's license.
Yeah.
So when you got your driver's license, you had staples in that joker.
Yep. Damn so did. They stapled it to the ticket.
I'm about to staple your driver's license.
They
Wow.
staple that thing. Yes, sir.
I think that
he.
I think he probably sounds like to me he got off easy.
As in the football player that got arrested. Which
Yes, the football player. It sounds like if you said it was $39 for him to get out, correct? Because to my understanding, I used to be in a situation with someone that was always committing crimes. Yes, me. And to my understanding, he said like when they arrest you, they just grab at everything they can grab at to put it on there, to put on the ticket.
I've seen that. I've seen overcharging so that once they go to negotiate, they can drop the charges that was overcharged. I've seen that before.
Right. So it sounds like to me he didn't get
It is
a bunch of extra.
What's that?
I thought about the topics tonight, so I called our good friend Dr. Cindy to discuss mental health. So she's on the line now. So you want to skip to one of them other
Good
topics
deal. Yes.
and let her respond.
Yes.
She ain't got long.
Yes, Dr. Cindy. Dr. Cindy.
Yes, how you doing?
Hey, she
Good.
goes.
How are you doing, young lady?
I'm good. No complaints.
Good deal. Good deal. And oh man, I am checking into what you sent to me in regards to Saturday. I will let you know for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
We'll
for
talk
sure.
about it.
I love you coming. Yeah.
But anyway, this is
Expert.
she going in and out, Dwayne. Can you get her?
I got an echo.
All right. Turn you're not looking at us, are you? I know you know better.
Oh no.
I had to say you're a veteran at this type of stuff, superstar
No, for
status and everything.
All right, we got you now.
Now I do midnight basketball for the city of Atlanta. I do mental health. So we actually got mental health on Tuesday and Thursdays at the game.
Really?
Nice.
I have to ask, where's this happening at? What gym is it at?
Yeah, we go from gym to gym. But today
Okay.
we at William Walker, and then next week we're at Thomasville.
Okay. Good stuff. Now, since y'all are out there, are you talking what between games, or you just walking around talking to people? How's that working for you?
And so I have a booth, and they
Okay.
can come and talk to me, and I have my mental health books up there. I now have a mental health app called Still Color, and it's mental health on the go. So everybody can just scan the QR code, and it'll give them options to chill, calm down, dial numbers for suicide, dial numbers for 911, inbox other mental health specialists, and all of that.
Okay. Good
what's
deal.
up.
Good deal. That's what's up. Well, listen, what we was going to talk about tonight, as you know, this is Mental Health Awareness Month, and just a couple of different instances that's happened recently. Let me go over those. In Louisiana, there was a man that actually shot 8 people, including his own children.
Kids.
No, it's 5 kids, and the rest were adults. The 5 kids was his. We get deeper into it, but that's why just with 8 people, including his own children. There was a Major League Baseball player that actually had contemplated suicide before, and he gets heckled by fans sometime, and he was saying that he actually has to battle this thing within because of the simple fact he feels that the perception is actually going to hurt him. And then the former lieutenant governor of Virginia did the murder-suicide with his children in the house. And the thing that I wanted to talk about is that all 3 of these men have different paths. Some people will probably say the baseball player of all people shouldn't be having mental health issues because he's, a multimillionaire and all that type of stuff. You have a politician, and then you just have a regular guy that's actually working every day, and, things happen. And I wanted to see what you thought about with this reality being the way it is, what we're living in right now in today's America. Do you feel that is weighing on some people, weighing on their mental health in a different way than it has in the past?
Well, personally, I think that we're talking 3 people who were ending relationships,
Yeah,
and abandonment and child traumas is
Yeah.
so real
that's what I was going to
in adults in this day.
say. Mm-hmm.
So when people feel like you're going to leave them
Mm-hmm.
and their world is going to end and change, and they're already into it being a catastrophe versus a change in their life, people can't accept that when they had to deal with abandonment from where they came from in previous relationships. And so the moment you threaten people who has a weak mind based on ending relationships, they go from 0 to 1,000 because their mindset is not that you're leaving them. It's what am I going to do when you leave, and how dare you try to leave, and if you gonna leave, this what's going to happen. So DNA is so not far away from what people go through. And when people have these excerpts of just losing it, I mean, were you killing people? So apparently it was 7 of his own children, one of his other cousin's kids or something. And then the ladies, he did try to kill them too. They just still in critical
right.
condition. So they ain't even died. If
Exactly.
if
They
they're
didn't
gonna
die,
die, or they still in critical condition, but he tried to kill them all.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the snap out is when they snapped, it was too late. And I've been teaching this for the last 5 months, just teaching people like this. Listen, what you try to avoid that has destroyed you because of your thoughts don't mean they're going nowhere with violence. It's still going to be there. It's never been addressed. So all of these people who don't address exactly what has been going on, because again, these mothers know their children, and everybody, no race, no age, no gender, none of that differentiates when the trauma has never been addressed. It does nothing but boil over like a pot of macaroni noodles. It's gonna cause a problem.
Mm.
It's gonna
Yeah.
cause a problem. And it's very unfortunate because we talk about the ball player. Somebody else said that. Why would he do that? He got that money. Man, mental health don't count dollars. They don't care nothing about none of that.
Mm.
Nobody care. You would think that one has a problem, that majority of the problems would be taken away because they have the money, where the other person's trying to figure out how to do stuff with the money. But a person who has the money but they never dealt with their traumas, they just got money with trauma. And then unresolved grief. Because the grief has never been dealt with, the money ain't gonna take the problem away.
Right.
Now, being that all three of these was well, two of them, ended in death. The baseball player hasn't, committed suicide or anything, but he has talked about it. But all of them are of black and brown skin.
Mm-hmm.
I remember at one time in my adulthood when you used to hear about suicides, first thing people would say, shoot, bro, that wasn't no brother. We ain't killing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Over the last 10 or 20 years, would you say that there has been an increase in suicide within the black community and brown community?
Absolutely, it
Yeah.
has. And in an age bracket, right? We got 10-year-olds hanging themselves, 12-year-olds, 1920s to the 24s. That number high
Yeah.
in black males, but the younger is high in young black girls. And so
Interesting.
it's just an influx of trying to handle the things that no one has an understanding of what it looks like. And again, I think we've been doing research to show that when people have sex and create the kids, they're transferring the DNA, which includes the trauma, includes the drug
Exactly.
use, includes cussing, includes just whatever no one's ever dealt with, because again, DNA is not that far away.
Yeah.
But without dealing with the trauma, it just transfers to spirit, which one would call then generational barriers. And somebody has to step off the hamster wheel and say, yeah, we can't. This crazy. Uncle Robbie, my mama, my daddy, all them got these issues. So on Sundays, they supposed to drink, eat, and fight. And that's normal in our world. When you look at it like, well, what did we ever was fighting for? Did anybody ever realize why every time we get to grandma's house, there's always a fight? Well, nobody ever stopped the sibling rivalry. Nobody ever stopped the jealousy and the hate that was in the house that came outside that people took out on strangers they didn't know. So it's getting higher because it's never been dealt with. So you see these 18-year-olds tapping out on problems and they ain't even really paid no bills yet. They ain't even really got the structure of what it takes to make the house go around every 3 weeks. Like it ain't even hit them. So it's emotional, the lack of emotional intelligence to be able to know how to store that stuff in your body long enough before it causes the plague of emotion that takes you into trauma. If no one ever teaches you and you in a household and all five of y'all doing the same thing, it's pretty much going to end with a disaster to change the bloodline, because again, the dead is for the living. So when somebody comes in and takes out a bloodline in somebody's family, that's for everybody that's attached to the family. It ain't just one person.
Wow.
Jenna.
So I got a
Somebody got
question
to learn the lesson.
one of our listeners wrote a question here. He says, "Is it fear of abandonment or fear of child support alimony?" He says it seems that has a big part in all the situations. Like the baseball player.
I think child support and alimony is you just picked the wrong chick. And she pawned your child like the chess game. Because when chicks start attaching the money to their children, you lost already. And that's a conversation you need to have with a person that people don't have before they have sex, period. Like casual sex ain't just, nobody's planning children. But if that's the way I can get you to think you can do something for me or keep you around me is to take you to the system, and y'all know y'all heard me say this, I'm not a fan of it, right? But at the end of the day, if that's all the leverage one has when they think the abandonment gonna hit on them, they gonna use the kid every time. And that's something that men have to start having conversations with people about. One is just wrap up. The condom bust and all of that, that might be something different, but you ain't in that much of a hurry that you can't wrap up, because these one night stand situations and these people you just met 2 weeks ago kind of situations, and they're not really love yet. It's just lust. And so, from another perspective, in a biblical and Christian perspective, I just think it's part of what it's going to be, because we ain't supposed to be doing it no way. Somebody got to grow up with it. Somebody got to grow up with it.
In some of those situations, they were married, though.
And they could be. We never said it. And here's the thing. It's funny that you said it, and I'm glad that you brought that up. All marriages have never been equally yoked, and God ain't ordained them all. He ain't ordained the majority of them. But that doesn't negate that those that people have in their relationships and the marriages that they have. That's why it be so many problems, because people have gotten married for reasons other than what it should be: life and death, sickness and health. All of these vows that they take, and the moment the dress come off and all the food gone and the liquor gone and the dancing gone, they back to doing what they supposed to do like single people. The divorce rate so high right now, everybody tapping out. Everybody cheating, everybody moving around. And so when you start getting into it, it's like, what did you marry for? Because it couldn't be till death do you part. And it can't be for love, because people start forgetting they love each other. And that's what you can't do. When you leave the house, your goal y'all got to get back home. So my decisions is based on that. I ain't speeding up and down the highway, gonna wrap myself around a tree. I ain't picking up nothing to hurt myself and go to jail. I ain't shooting no gun. I gotta get back home, because that's who needs me. Right. But oftentimes you got people in broken homes, so loving the houses, they just happen to be in them. So it's a huge influx of things. And I think lately what we're seeing right now is the tap out from 6 years ago, when COVID put a lot of people in the house and they began to deal with it, and they forgot to really handle it, because they was like, okay, I had to deal with it while I was in the house. I came outside and I'm back to normal a little bit, and I didn't really deal with it. Okay, I gotta move that out of my thought. I can't think about that. No, that's gonna make me cry. I don't want to cry. They told me don't cry. I can't deal with that. And then give me some weed. Let me roll up. Okay, give me a drink. Let me get drunk. Okay, the thought went away. Then you get sober and it's back again. And then, somebody in your face, like we were just talking about how aggressive the women are lately. They all in the man face, pointing at them, pushing them, and antagonizing them, and tainting with his ego and pride. And, some men have sucker attacks, and this is what they do. They're going to punch you back because they don't know how to tongue wrestle with you. And you being aggressive, it's like you making him want to fight you. And so then a boiling pot boils. That's one thing it's going to do.
Yeah, and the two murder-suicides, which they don't know if Buddy from Louisiana actually killed himself yet. They don't know if that was from police or if he actually killed himself there.
He exchanged gunfire.
Yeah, they just don't know which one it was yet. But in both of them, yes, there was divorce in the lieutenant governor thing. It was divorce proceedings that already started, and the judge said in the court documents, his name was Justin Fairfax, he said that his mental and emotional health suffered after two setbacks: his unsuccessful 2013 campaign for the Democratic nomination for Attorney General, and then also a 2019 sexual assault scandal. They said after both of them, he drank heavily and withdrew from his family, and it took about a month to recover from the first setback. They're saying he never bounced back from the second one. And they were actually separated. I think it said they were separated for 2 years, and they were still living together.
Yeah, they were living together.
Yeah, they
still
were
living together.
Separated, but they're still living in the same home.
Yeah, still living in the same home. And
but what does it say though?
That's losing power. That's what I wanted to say. That's exactly what I wanted to throw in there. Because like 75%. The chances of you being assaulted or violence occurring in women goes up like 75% when they decide to leave. So
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree. That's what I was going to get to. I think that it's feeling like you're losing control over situations, and murdering somebody is the ultimate, sign that you're in control of a situation, because it's over after that. There is no coming back from that, right? So I
But that
definitely
you
think
never
that's
was
it.
in control, though. That's the problem,
Yeah,
right? So when you talk
yeah, hmm
politicians hold power in their positions.
yeah,
And they can, I can make a decision. I'm able to sign the paper. I'm able to say yay or nay, right? They hold that. And when they lose it, that's harsh.
yeah,
It's a non-understanding. But what they forget to do is stay involved with what they need to do to keep the power. You get that kind of power, you're supposed to die with it. You're not supposed to lose that kind of power. You can't be
yeah.
no alderman and no congressman and no mayor and then trick yourself out the position. That's just crazy.
Well, one of the
But when you
things.
do, that's it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Oh, no problem. I'm saying, but when you do, that's because you just strategically set yourself up to do this till you die, right? The whole Andrew Young kind of thing, right? You're supposed to die with that kind of power. But when you lose it, and then you just like, let's think about it. Politicians, sexual assault. And they always gonna go to do. They power says, I can take that. I'm gonna take that from her, and I got this power. She ain't gonna say nothing because I'm who I am. That's a belief system inside your body because it's attached to the power that you have, and you're not intelligent enough to know with your emotions that you can't run nothing just because you got a position doesn't mean you can control the concept of another human. You can't
Mm-hmm.
take no sex in no way, shape, or form. But all of them without the right proper instincts about the positions, they always trick themselves out their positions about some sex. It's crazy.
But Doc, let me ask you though, what does it say to the psyche of the person? I'm not sure how to properly ask the question, but you got these scenarios where you have a guy that takes a gun and literally and shoots babies, right? And then you take a guy that can kill his wife and himself with their children in the home. I mean, so what does it say to that psyche when you get to those 2 points? You know what I mean? Is that something that can even be identified that you know?
Yeah, so it can be identified. It's just undiagnosed schizophrenia that people don't look at it like that's what it is. There's warning signs before destruction and everything. They didn't just shoot. Ain't nobody just they gave warning. They always do. I'm gonna do this. People just call their bluff. If I don't know if you guys remember the time the young man was on live with the girl a couple years ago, and she held a secret, and she got mad, and she went on live, and she was like, "Yeah, that's why he did this," and then nobody even know, but it was him that did it. He killed her and killed her and himself on the live.
Mm-hmm.
One, I thought I could trust you. I told you a secret. And you might have been the last person I thought I could trust. And one thing about it is there's this inkling that men, especially young men, think they can do whatever they want to a woman. And the moment she do it to them, they have a full-blown sucker attack and can't take it.
Facts.
And they gonna snap.
Facts.
They can come in late. They ain't gotta answer the phone. They can cheat, get caught, come back, all of that. But the one time the woman does something that they did 12 times, it's misunderstood, and they ain't got no understanding. So the psyche is anybody that get pushed to that, it wasn't that moment that did it. That's longevity of issues inside of the brain, and it was just never dealt with.
I wanted to point out with Justin, back to the sexual assault allegations, the thing that they were saying he was frustrated with is that the women never actually took him to court. So therefore, he couldn't even prove his innocence. Does that make sense? Because it was just an allegation, but they never pursued anything. So now he can't even say, because he said he felt like he would be able to prove that he was innocent and that these were just lies, but he couldn't. So back to like what she was saying about losing control of even, being able to defend yourself in that and say, I'm not this type of man, and losing these races, due to, so now you have somebody that he served for so many years in politics, right? And he can't get another job in that.
Right.
Because what job do you go to now? And the thing that you fall back on is your family, but he doesn't have the family to fall back on because his wife is leaving him.
Your
And I'm
reputation's
not
damaged.
condoning anything that he did at all. I'm just saying that there was things that were piled up. And even when you said about the judge got that information from his wife because his wife said that he was drinking every day. And he didn't deny any of it. So he, like she said, he was showing signs that he was cracking up, you know? And at that point, the last thing was that he was ordered to move. He was about to be ordered to move out of the house.
April 1st, he had to be out.
Yeah, so he was under, you know, I think he just felt like his life, now he had no control over his life. Because as a man, you're supposed to work and provide and do all these things. The wife said that he had not been doing anything that they agreed to in a post-nuptial agreement. So I think that instead of just understanding that these are ebbs and flows of life, and sometimes you're all the way down. I tell myself, I've been through this season, of course, not the same allegations as him at all, but I've been through a season where I felt like I had nowhere else to go but up. So I think he was at that space, right? And did not want to face being down that low, right? And not having anything, and not you don't even have your reputation or your family. You understand? I mean,
Sure.
I feel like,
Yeah,
again,
you
I'm
know-
not condoning it, but that's a lot for any man, I would think.
And like you said,
know?
the simple fact.
That's a lot for any person, like,
Right.
not even gender differentiators, right? Because we all I'm sure that there's, you know, my brother sitting there, everybody done been to that point.
Facts.
That's when a decision has to kick in on your discernment of knowing there's a few ways you can handle the things that you go through in your life. You're either going to handle them the way that listen, this is so funny. I had no idea that Angela would text me today, but let me tell you what the Holy Spirit gave me this morning. Woke me up out my sleep at about, let's say 2:30, 3 o'clock. And I was panicked. One of my clients had a situation yesterday and it bothered me. But this morning, I said, come on, God, like, what is it? He said, listen, people wake up every day wanting to be who they want to be, right? They want to be who they want to be in their mind. They got this idea of what it's going to be. They are painting in their body with the pain that's in their body to be who God wants them to be, because that's going to make them walk a straight line. No, they got to do it the right way. They can't do that. They can't do this. They got to do this. They can't do that, right? He says, painting who God called them to be, right? And they're running from who people say they are instead of just being themselves. They wake up every day fighting who God called them to be because they want to be who they want to be. And that is what gives them a problem, because you run away from your destiny. Your name has everything attached to the meaning of it on who you're supposed to be every day. People don't even look that up. I have taught on that several times. What do your name mean? Who exactly do you think you were called to be? Because you cannot believe that your mother just had this discernment to call you this name. And again, being a Christian, we know it's attached to the Lamb's Book of Life. And when you totally divert in your voice from God, who gives you breath, who wakes you up, who makes you walk, who lets you talk, who gives you all of the elements of this human body, and you divert from it and you let the devil be louder, this is the type of destruction that's common in many homes. It's just very little time it makes the news. This happened all day, every day, somewhere.
Right.
It just makes the news and make a strike to some person to say, damn, am I really that mad? Have I ever been that mad? Can I get that mad? We're going to kill some kids. My own kids?
Right.
So it's deeper than now. It's deeper than what just happened. And that's what we got to address. Those round tables, homeboy conversations, homegirl conversations, brunch. Get with your people and unplug the phones and say what's happening, what you need to release today. That's a huge conversation, and one of the biggest questions you could ask anybody when you get with them is there anything you want to release today? And just see if they got something coming. I'm telling you, it's going to regurgitate like a bad piece of shrimp. It's coming up. It's coming up. They just been waiting on somebody to care enough to ask. You could put your hand on your heart. All of y'all right now could place your hand on your heart and be like, I remember, I just needed somebody to ask me, but I fought through it because I got this repertoire to actually act like I'm this and I'm that. And nah, you remember when you was already breaking? Bills was due, money funny, jobs ain't right, girl acting up, guy acting up, and you still got to figure it out. Wake up the next day, it's been 2 weeks, ain't nothing changed, and then a check come.
Right.
Now you back, you straight.
Right.
But yeah, well, you got to face that. You got to face it head on too, y'all. You got to face it head on. You can't run. But this mental health so real right now.
Yeah.
I got to do the radios. What's today? What is today? Tuesday. Oh, so Thursday morning I got to do the mental health segment in the morning, and they called the other day. Yes, like, Doc, what you think of? Same thing. They asked me about the same stuff, and I was like, man, we got to start going in these houses and teaching people to ask the questions about their bloodlines. You know, people don't even know how old their parents are.
Wow.
They got to ask. You got to ask, how does your mom? She, I don't know. She, I don't know.
Old.
I have to see. Mama, how old is you? Right? It's a question because people don't ask enough questions to the family members to know what they need to break, right?
Right.
My sister just found out she had cancer. So I go, all right, what the symptoms feel like? What it's like? What was going on? How did you recognize? What did you I'm asking all the questions because I'm healthy. I don't have none of those issues, but I still want to know, like, what happened? Because it's blood, and it could be blood. And we know it's a parasite of some degree, but what happened? What did you do? How do we determine what we can break in our bloodlines if we don't have the conversations?
Facts.
And that's the mental. The mental is one of the biggest things. Because I'm telling you, we carrying grandmamas and grandfathers and parents stuff.
Yeah, I think it's big to create that, like you said, asking a question to create that space for people to
Yeah.
speak. You know Dominique, right? Dominique Mitchell.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been doing his event, Iron Sharpens Iron.
Yeah.
It is amazing to see people, it's men. And of course, you know, when people walk in a room, you look at them, and whether we want to think it or not, we always look at people and say, hey, look like he got it together. Look like he all right. And then to see these people walk up and start talking about the stuff that's going on in their life. And
yeah.
it is amazing what space
What's going on?
that space to feel and
Yeah.
and you know and heal. It's amazing what that space can do for someone. Just seeing these gentlemen and seeing them when they leave the room, how they feel lighter. Of course, you know, I like to tell them all, this is great. You got this space to speak, but you know, you still may need to get, you know, see somebody and speak to somebody so somebody can give you, you know, something to help you handle this. Releasing it is one thing, but you still need to be able to know how to handle this because, like you said, you never know, even though you released it, if something else comes up, everything that you release can all of a sudden be right back there again. And something else comes up, just sits on top of what you already had if you don't figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, Dr. Cindy, man.
Yeah.
Girl, we miss you. Shoot,
Yeah.
I was sitting there thinking about that. Damn.
Appreciate you taking the time to call in. That was dope. Always that good energy.
Yeah, just realize that.
You
girl.
guys, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for always reaching out. It's my pleasure. But give me a second. I'm gonna handle something at at the rec center. I love y'all.
Do
and
your
we'll
thing.
talk soon, okay?
Do your thing.
All right,
Appreciate
baby.
you.
Talk to
I'll
y'all
give you a
later.
call tomorrow.
All right.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
Good deal.
Dr. Cindy, man, always got some good stuff for us. As we were sitting here, I looked at my notes here. The baseball player, his name is Jaron Duran, and some fans was hollering at him. He's out in the outfield, so the fans are hollering at him, right? And he gave an obscene gesture back. So of course, when that happened, once he go to meet the media afterwards, they ask about it. This is what he said. He said, honestly, it's my fault for talking about my mental health because I kind of brought in the haters. So I've just got to get used to it. I was just trying to not hold it in. So now, because of that, he's not going to talk about it.
Right.
So because of, he's calling them the haters, but because of some insensitive people, and I'm sure that these, usually when they call them hecklers in sports, usually when they're heckling somebody, if they get that deep, about kill yourself and stuff like that, they already know that he's spoken about stuff like this. Hecklers
Yeah.
are. They study people.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
But now what that's done to him, and I'm saying him because, his was the story, it's going to make him shut down. And you can just think about how much that happens just every day, just every day. If somebody speaks something about it and then somebody said, comes back at them in a way to make them feel bad about it or for it to become a trigger. So now they shut down.
Yeah.
And then, not saying that this is exactly what happened, but then something like what we're talking about happens.
Yeah.
Because they shut down now, a couple of things go bad in life and, Cat just say, I'm done with it. With my man in the, what was it, Shreveport?
Yeah,
I think it was Shreveport.
Yeah.
Looking at some of the comments from some of the neighbors, man, they were like, yeah, the kids was in the yard the day before playing,
Yeah, just took the kids to church for Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His wife was leaving him before for cheating. And that's why I think that a lot of it, I do think some of it is mental health. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely do. But I think a large part of it, just because I've worked in shelters off and on for years, for over 15 years. And I know that a lot of it is the mindset, because these people are already controlling before they do these acts. Some of them, right? And so that's just the ultimate power move, for them to feel like that they've won in that situation over the woman. Because if you're cheating, what difference does it make if a person wants to leave? If a person decides to leave you. And even in the other case, you have a life after, there is life after that, right? But to take someone's life, or you could just take your own life, but the fact that they want to take other people's lives, that's why I say it's an act of power, because those kids had nothing to do with it. Those kids had nothing to do with your marriage, with how you felt about she's leaving you, right? That guy went to his girlfriend's house as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So he was just evil and wanted to hurt a bunch of people, which they said he has some mental issues as well, but it's still just them asserting themselves with violence. That's what I think. And I think that a lot of men are taught to hold it in, not to be a wimp, not to show emotions. And I read an article, they just did some research showing that men are just as emotional as women. I wanted to put that out there because men tell me all the time, oh, women are too emotional. And I used to say men are more emotional than women, but they just did a research. They said that men are equally as emotional, but men are not allowed to express that.
Yeah, I was going to
right?
say.
They're not
both
allowed.
Are emotional, just one show it more.
Right, exactly.
And when
exactly.
men show it comes out the wrong way usually.
That is what I always say. I agree with you, JT. I say that all the time. I say that where women will talk about it and go through the motions of talking about why they feel this way, maybe yelling, maybe doing whatever, men are not taught that that's okay. Maybe crying, right? I was with somebody I never seen cry for 15 years. Never, maybe once in 15 years. So that's a lot. That's a lot when you think of we had deaths and we had loss, and I never saw that person do that. So I think that they are taught that showing your emotion makes you weak, when actually showing your emotion shows how strong you are, because it shows that you are not confined to what society has to say about you, right? And seeking help and talking about what's going on is going to save you and save your family. You know, even if you're not with that woman, you know, I know that's not a laughing joke, but you know, you live to fight another day. You know what I'm saying? You live to now you can change your life and do something different. This is not the end. And I kind of think that in some of those circumstances, y'all are giving the other person your power. You see what I'm saying? When you act on an emotion where you got to be violent now, you've given away your power. You know?
Mm-hmm.
There's power in self-control.
Oh, yeah.
There's way more power in that than trying to control somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, it's just something that I used to always say about the way men and women deal with breakups or even cheating or whatever. Usually, and of course not all, but usually if there's a breakup, no matter who's was at fault, whatever, a woman will deal with it. She will sit in it and get through it through her emotions. Men, we right back out there quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Whether we've been cheated on,
So
whether
true.
we was the cheater, we have to get back out there to show, you know, the one monkey don't stop no show.
Yeah.
And then what usually happens
Yeah.
is as soon as she gets through it, again, whatever side was wrong, as soon as she gets through it and start blossoming again, you know, she starts getting up and going out, not just being seen again. That's usually when that dude, his emotions
Facts.
come down. So it's almost like once the breakup happened, he's here, she's here. And then it goes like this.
Yeah.
It goes like this. And usually once it get even, he looking over there going, damn.
Yeah.
She actually looked pretty good.
Yeah. Because I think
2 weeks ago she was the devil.
Yeah. I think they're kind of taught to, like, you know, since they are pushing it down, right? Whenever you push an emotion down, it stays inside you.
Yeah.
So now you're looking for outside things to help to soothe.
Yeah.
Yes, soothe and comfort yourself from those feelings that you're feeling that are so strong, or to even deaden those feelings, right?
man.
So you got weed, you got sex, you got alcohol, whatever else, you know, drugs.
It's
you know,
as simple as when you have, us that be in sports, we'll take a Motrin, 800 milligram, and it eases us at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as that shit wear off, guess what? We're hurt again.
facts.
What we do, we take another.
Facts.
Same thing with men and showing their emotions.
So good.
As soon as that high runs off of whatever it is they're doing, whether it's clubbing, being with other women, smoking, drinking, whatever it is, as soon as it wears off, you take another one trying to soothe it. And sooner, and that goes one way or the other. Yeah. Either you do too much of the soothing to where it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Whether that's drugs, drinking, sex, whatever it is, you do too much of it, or you stop and you finally go through it.
Yeah.
And again, that's what shows strength, is being able to get through it. I know it. I've been there.
Yeah. And it's a good analogy, but it's also right on the money. Sometimes you said, you know, you have an injury and there's pain and you take something for it. I think some people they're not ready for the fact that love can physically hurt, right?
That's why they.
And then when you realize like that
that's why they do the other stuff.
I'm being silly, but I'm being serious. You know, sometimes.
Oh no, that should have had you ready to
sometimes
throw
love
up.
loss make you feel like you dying. You know what I'm saying?
I've been there.
Your chest is caving in.
I've been ready to throw up.
Hey, for real.
And I was
I
that
think we
nigga.
all
I
done had that
made a
throw
phone
up.
call, got me some more medicine.
Yeah.
What you doing, girl?
Yes, right. You silly. No, JT. No, JT. It's not, that's not what we supposed to be doing.
I know.
Okay?
That's why I know for a fact it's true because I've been that dude, man. I've been that guy. You know, just
Yeah.
hurt
But
me,
nobody.
so
But men
out.
don't really talk about this with other men, right? That's
I
the
think-
part.
I
That's
think
the
there's-
part we don't know. Do men actually have these
honestly
conversations? Like
I honestly
my
feel
chest.
There's more conversations now. But the thing is, I don't think we're the ones that's having the conversations with each other. I don't think they're having the conversations with younger people.
Okay.
I think the ones that's having the conversation now are, you know, I don't want to say 50 and up, but 40 and up, maybe late 30s and up. But they're not having the conversations with the younger people to let them know. Now I think we're having more conversations with the youth. I like to call youth between that 10 and 16 range. You know, I think we have more conversations with them because we feel that they'll hear it instead of anybody older than that. They're gonna look at us like, "Oh, go on, man. You know what the hell you talking about." So I feel that a lot of us just does. Damn, this is a great topic. I feel like a lot of us
Yeah.
won't have that conversation with those people because we don't want our words or our experiences to come on deaf ears.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's a good one. That's
Ty Vic said, you just said what I was just set up to say. You 100% right. You said men have those conversations, but only in a safe place.
Okay.
They're more, you know,
yeah.
if
Yeah.
you get a few guys, you know, we've seen it, you know, at the cigar bar. If you have a small group of guys and everybody's meeting up, you will start hearing conversations about what's going on in people's lives. Or, you know, the setup has to be different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Guys don't typically say, you know, like girls have just a girls' night out. They can have a girls' whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Guys don't really operate in that same.
Right.
Because usually when we have a
Right.
night out, it's for something else.
Correct. That's
Sports.
what I'm saying.
Right.
It's sports.
Right.
So
We,
Right.
we,
Right.
our,
Yeah.
Y'all
Have
get
y'all
together
ever
and
had
y'all
a
just
man
get
call
together.
you crying? I guess that's the
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
I'm
I've
wondering.
talked two people down from suicide.
Yep, I've walked in on
So
somebody.
Two different
they call when it gets there. They're not calling when the breakup happens or when the job loss to be like, man,
But you know,
this is hurting.
Sometimes I think it's a matter of sometimes they do, but you may not really sense it or know that's what's going on.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just being just general conversation, you know, but rarely do guys just call and say, hey, man, you good? Everything all right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
somebody's calling you. They might be calling you and talking about something else, and then they may bring up something, you know, and then we are typically like, don't want to be too nosy.
Yeah.
So you don't want to just kind of
Yeah.
pull it, you know what I mean?
But you should, though.
I'm
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
telling you
Yeah,
how
yeah.
guys operate. You know what I mean? They
Facts.
don't normally
Facts.
not going to try to
Facts.
feel like we're being too nosy, too intrusive. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Because that's still a man.
Facts. I was dating somebody and
have a nigga call you, man, you being bitchified.
that's what I was gonna say. And his cousin, we were moving some furniture. His cousin was in the car. His cousin starts telling me that he broke up with his girl, and the reason why they broke up was because of she cheated on him. And I asked for more. I was like, how did you find out? You know, blah blah blah. And the person I was dating was he immediately tried to shut the conversation down. He was like, we don't talk about that. And I was kind of shocked. And I said, clearly, I told him later, I said, clearly he wants to talk about it because he brought it up, you know? And if he's bringing it up, I was like, if he's bringing it up, then that means maybe he needs to get something off his chest,
Right.
you know?
Sure.
And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Just men
No.
being able to have these conversations.
How old were they?
At the time, 30s,
See,
and they were cousins. And he said, the person told me, he's like, we don't have those type of conversations. I was like, what? Y'all don't talk about y'all girlfriends?
yeah, those conversations
Like-
don't come. No man wants to really, especially if he caught her cheating. Usually, men ain't ready to say that she cheated on me.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why a lot of men will actually
Yeah.
stay in a relationship
Right.
after she cheated on him, just so that he can end up being the one cheating and leaving. Seriously,
Yes.
dudes will do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because again, it's that macho, it's that pride thing. Vic, you're right. We was at Vic's house Saturday, and he had a lot of the veteran guys was over there that he's in a group with, and they were talking about some stuff. I was actually, my mom was in town, so I was kind of inside with her and my son, so I was in and out. But yeah, I could tell that some of those conversations. But again, the group that I think the next one he's doing is going to be on April 30th. But just going out there and I mean, it's all ranges of, a lot of people like to talk about income, all ranges of income. There was somebody in there who was a multi-million-dollar guy, and then there was somebody in there that did not have a job, and just sitting there listening, and how the guy that didn't have a job ended up being the one to give the best advice to the multimillionaire. It was crazy to see that type of stuff. Yeah, and I just feel that we're having these conversations as, older gentlemen, and we're not having the conversations with that demographic of that 18 to 30. I don't think we're having
Not
those
knowing how to
conversations.
reach them, no.
Exactly. And that's why that's why I feel we don't, especially if you're speaking to them and it's more than one of them. Because now both of them are fighting each other. One of them actually might want to have the conversation, but he's looking at the corner of his eye, seeing how his boy is reacting. And if his boy ain't reacting the right way, and even what you said, like in a cigar lounge, if it's a small group of guys, let's say it's a slow night, 6 guys, and all of a sudden they start talking. If 6 more walk in there, that conversation might shut down.
It might shut down. Especially if it's 6 more you don't know.
It's going to shut right down.
Yeah.
And then people don't even realize it, that usually the best time to find the space is with people that you don't know.
No judgment. Right. No judgment, not worried about them going to tell somebody else you really might not, all
And
that.
my man actually, he has everybody sign an NDA at these it's called
That's
Iron
dope.
Sharpens Iron. He makes everybody sign an NDA. Basically, I can't stop you from talking about the conversation, but you're not to use anybody's name
That's dope.
in this
That's
type
dope.
of thing, because you never know. You may know somebody that this guy knows, even though
Yeah.
you don't know this guy. So now you start telling his business, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The stories and the situations, you never know who they may help.
Sure.
But it doesn't help to be splashing somebody's name out there unless
Yeah.
somebody wants their name put
Yeah.
out there. They'll put it out there. So that's why I love with Dom. You know Dominique too, bro. He played flag football way back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, played flag football way back in the day. So
Frank said he had a soldier crying in his arms when he was his commander in Afghanistan. He got a Dear John letter on Christmas. I kept him with me the entire day to make sure he was good. Yeah. Yeah, that used to be
Wow.
that was a
Oh, man.
that was a known thing.
hey man, I'm talking
Before
about
Stewart, it was a well known thing. It was many a suicide occurred because of that kind of stuff.
I'm talking about a Dear John letter when you're not even at war.
Right.
And I've seen guys leave, just go AWOL.
Just to go get their girl, they
Girl,
wife.
Just leave.
Yeah.
Don't get the girl, come back. Now you got to deal with all this other stuff. 'Cause now
Yeah.
you still didn't
Yeah.
get her.
Yeah.
Come back, you got to deal with all of this stuff. I've seen it. I've seen guys crash out in basic. I remember this dude crashed out in basic training. I don't know what ended up happening to him because they removed him, but he crashed out. I mean, he literally it reminded you, what was the movie where my man had the rifle in the bathroom? The bald head dude.
And they tell me
Man, it reminded me of that. Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
It reminded me, crashed out, just lost it.
Yeah.
Lost it. Just
Yeah.
started screaming and hollering and all types of stuff. And
Yeah.
like I said, they removed him. Like I said, we was in basic, so you wasn't gonna be asking too many questions. You was like, damn, he gone. And that was it. But yeah, and I know that women go through things too.
Yeah.
But I it's hard to relate. But
Yeah. We definitely do, but a lot of times we're just able to have those conversations. Like one of the things I will say is, again, with the same person that didn't want to talk about, the stuff with his friend, years later, he had two friends that were going through divorce and they were losing weight. So that's always, a clue, right? That somebody is dealing with some emotional issues. And
the appetite.
and he laughed
changes,
at him.
all
He
that
said
type
he
stuff.
was like, they weak. I was like, that's their wife. They were both losing their wives. And I don't know, in that moment I was like, so this is the mentality of some men looking at another man. So why would a man want to express, I'm hurt? You know what I'm saying? Like this is fucking me up. You know what I'm saying? Why would a man want to express that if he knows other men are looking?
They're gonna ridicule him. They're
They're
gonna
going to
hold it against
ridicule
They're
him
gonna
and
judge
say,
him.
But every man, I'm not even going to say every man, every person can go through heartbreak. I don't care who you are, right? You may experience some pain of heartbreak if you live long enough.
Oh yeah, you will.
There you go.
Some kind.
There you go. Yeah.
Some kind.
Sometimes men want you to be intrusive because a lot of times they want to talk but really don't know how to get it into or just need help opening up.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Nobody. I agree with that. You know what I mean? But I just think it's harder for men to do so.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because of the masculine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just harder for men to do so. But I definitely agree. Sometimes they do. That's why I said sometimes there's certain things that say it, but they don't just come out. You know what I mean? And then if you don't ask the right question, or just ask a question, because sometimes, you've heard some stuff, you be like, I ain't gonna lie, I've been guilty of that. You really avoid
Going into it.
it because oh man, I'm gonna be here. I ain't gonna lie, I've done that too. You know what I mean? Be like, oh boy, here we go. Why'd I ask this question?
Yeah.
Now I'm stuck for another hour.
But sometimes that's needed.
I know. I said that's why I use the word. I'm guilty of it because I know I've done that.
Or
Yes.
you get that call, you look at it, I ain't gonna answer.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And it called back. No, I'm not answering that call. Then you finally answer it, and next thing you know, you putting on clothes.
Wow,
You got to
that's-
get in your car and go and help
Yeah.
somebody out, or or getting a call from somebody's wife.
Yeah. Exactly.
Again,
Yeah.
like, damn, I know what this is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially at a certain time of night. That's one thing,
Yeah.
calling you 4 or 5 o'clock. Maybe
So-
she's trying to plan a surprise party, but if she call you 11:30 at night, something's happened. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And-
So maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's the thing that men need to focus on is being available. Being available
and
for
again,
those conversations.
I think that we are doing it more now,
Yeah.
but we're
Mm-hmm.
doing it because I hate to say it, but we're not as busy. Even though we're busy,
Yeah.
but when you were younger,
Yeah.
you were probably busy with a whole bunch of things that really didn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think now we're more busy with really improving our life as we're, been living a little longer or whatever. I hate using the old word.
Or just more
So true.
conscious of it.
So
I think we're
true.
just more conscious of it.
Yeah.
These were not conversations
at
Yeah.
all.
that were had.
Yeah.
I can't tell you that I've ever, 20-30 years ago, I've ever heard men going around talking about
Mental anything.
health. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything.
I can't tell
Yeah.
you a conversation.
Yeah, because
what I mean?
we're
This
kind of
is not
taught that
something-
at a young age. Like, especially the old heads would be like, "You weak,"
Toughen it up.
and what you need to go to see a psychiatrist for, right?
toughen up.
That was one of the biggest
Absolutely.
things, right?
I didn't know what the
Absolutely.
hell a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I didn't
You
know
thought it
what
was for them.
was.
You thought for crazy folks.
That's
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Going
they
to the
would tell
crazy.
you.
You going to crazy house.
Yeah. They
Right.
would tell you. They would scare you with that kind of. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it just wasn't something discussed or
Yeah.
accepted.
Just
we
didn't
weren't
do it.
we weren't conscious of it. You just thought some might snap. You know what I mean? Or they just snap. They just you didn't know what
Yeah, nigga, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it too. What you said earlier about men being busy, right? Men place, and I understand. I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but they place high value on making money, having a career, right? But that's why, in turn, when those things fail, they could be close to suicide, right? Because they don't make time to deal with some, not all men, right? Not all men, but some men, they may not take time to deal with these emotional aspects of life, right? And how do I feel about what just happened? Because they're pressing forward. Oh, I got to go to work. I can't be in my feelings. I got to provide. I can't be in my feelings. I can't be weak. So let me shove this over here, right? And let me just keep pushing forward.
Right.
But that's not how that works, because anything you push down is eventually going to come out.
Compartmentalizing can be a talent, but it can also be a detriment. Because like you said, all right, it's time for me to do this. So let me get that out the way.
Yes.
And go do what I got to do.
Yeah.
Joe Torre was talking about it up here. Joe Torre. He was talking about it up. Boy, I hope he don't see this. He gonna kill me. But yeah, guy was talking about it up here. How you know, especially with comedians, sitting there and talking to him, and he was telling us some of the stuff and how he would have to just, say, all right, it's time to do this. What did he say? It's in his contract to have drinks. Go have his 3 shots, 2 cigars, and go do it. Mm-hmm. But then after it's over with, you come right back to it. But we are great at compartmentalizing. And again, like I said, it's a blessing and a curse, because you have to be able to compartmentalize to be able to get through this world today. But you can do it so much to where you start putting things away that you need to stay in the forefront. You put it away. And even if you put it away, sometimes we won't go back and get it because we know how we felt when it was in the forefront.
So
you know what? I feel good right now, so I'm going to let that stay over there. I ain't fucking with that right now. I'm going to let it stay over there. But then it could be just walking through the store and somebody step on your shoe, and that stuff you put to the side comes right back to the top.
Just snap.
And there you go.
What
the hell wrong with this dude? That type of deal. So, it's, and like Lo said, this just was not a conversation. This is why things have changed in regards to, sports and military. They can't even do certain things they used to do back in the day in basic training.
Correct.
Can't do that type of stuff no more.
Correct.
Because that's trauma put on soldiers. Practicing as a coach, there's certain things you can't say or do to players anymore.
That's correct.
Because again, that can end up being a trauma, or a trigger. You just never know. Yeah. But it's still something that I think that we're going to have to, like I said, be aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Luminous Energy says because of social views, we've been taught that men don't cry, like they have to have it all together all the time. And then when they finally break, it's just pure negative judgment from our people versus a safe space.
Facts.
Yeah.
Then Will says because men may have discussions with each other and could make matters worse. Bad advice.
That's deep right there.
Very
and
much so.
And that's probably ego, right? Because some stuff, I don't know, it seems like some stuff you feel inside. Like with women, we know the feeling. We know what this heartbreak feels like. So we're gonna, but why would men Are they not addressing their own weaknesses, so they can't address another man's weaknesses?
Well, sometimes I don't think that people give bad advice on purpose. I think sometimes the way you may get through something may not be the same way somebody else can get through something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'd be quick to say, man, hey man, get a drink. Get a drink, calm down. Probably not the best advice for certain people. Not doing it on purpose, but I can have a drink and calm down. I can have a cigar and calm down. I guarantee there are some people that tell people, man, roll up a blunt, calm your ass down.
Yeah.
Not realizing that, yes, alcohol is a depressant, but I've seen people be on depressants and go to hell off. You know what I'm saying? You have to watch.
Yeah.
You have to. I try not to give too much advice. I try and listen and hope that they don't, if they do ask me for advice, I try and say, well, man, all I can do is tell you what works for me. Not saying it's going to work for you. You need to find what works for you. Find your vice. You know, you have to find, I like to tell people all the time, you have to find space for yourself. I don't care what you're in. Shoot, Angelo, shoot, bro, at one moment, this dude was always working. Always.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, we all the way in Florida, he working.
Yeah.
Phone rocking. You got to find your space.
Mm-hmm.
I recognize a lot of his space is coaching. That I think Angelo, in doing what he does in the coaching realm, is helped him just deal with the busyness of the rest of his world. You have to find your space, because if you don't,
Yeah.
it can all just, you can fill up. You got to find your space so that it can come down again. It's a lot of different ways to deal with it, but I think, as you said, we just have to be more conscious of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you can see somebody and know, hey, you know what? Drink it just a little bit more than usual.
Yeah.
You know, you can see somebody and be like, hey, my man ate all day.
Yeah.
And knowing that he eat, it's just certain. And of course you ask, and man, I'm all right, man. Shoot, I drink like this all the time. Or man, I ain't hungry, bro. I ain't gonna eat.
Yeah.
And that's when I feel that you have to, if you do recognize it, then you have to give them that space. And when I say space, I'm not saying get away from them, but give them the space to talk to where it's just you and that person.
Okay.
Type of deal. It's just. Shit. Let's face it. These days, being a good brother, a good friend is it's a job in itself.
Yeah.
They pay people for that shit.
Yeah. But I think you hit on
truth to
something
that.
too. If you're gonna have a drink, maybe have a drink and dig into some of those emotions. You know what I'm saying?
I get you. So,
How's that
certain
making you feel?
certain
While you
certain
having that
people can
drink?
drink and dig into the wrong emotion.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. You just have
Okay.
to watch the advice that you give. 'Cause
Yeah.
you could, like,
Yeah.
Will said that was his point. You confirmed his point, JT.
yeah.
Light skin QT. I good at paying attention to my friends and picking up on context clues that indicates they may want or need to talk. I mean, I just think, I believe that. I mean, you all are way more
Observe it.
observant and cognizant of what people are saying and the dialogue. Men tend to not get that deep into.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain people that you can be around. You can kind of say, okay, something good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can kind of see, but again, we still may or may not say anything unless they say something.
Pull it out. Pull it
Yeah.
out of.
Or just say something. Just say something that introduces it. I mean,
Right.
other than that,
Yes.
you'd be like,
Yes.
because you'd be like, man, maybe they don't want to be bothered with it. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And that's how I think a lot of men think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But now we know that maybe they don't want to be bothered with it, but maybe they need
no, for sure.
to be asked.
For sure.
And like what you said, that's Will. Somebody just needs to. Sometimes they just need someone to listen to them and not necessarily give advice. I think that's almost everybody.
Yeah.
I think I'm big on communication, and I think sometimes people just want to be. That's one of the key. That's just one of the basic things that people need in life. One of them, right, is being heard
Sure.
and being seen.
Sure.
So sometimes that's all that's needed is to be able to. That's all psychiatrists, which they prescribe medicine, but that's all therapists do. Therapists literally sit there so you can unpack whatever you're feeling. And it's like sometimes it's about when you say it out loud, now you can dissect it and break it down.
Mm-hmm.
You may not even need anybody to add more to it, but just saying it out loud, damn, my marriage is ending and I feel like shit, and I don't know what's going to happen after this, right? And then the advice, it may not be advice, but it may just be encouragement.
Mm.
Hey, dog, whatever happens, I'm here if you need to talk,
Right. Right.
or whatever happens, you gonna push through,
You gonna be all right.
because even in that group, right, there's only so many degrees of separation between all of us. So I say that to say, you can say the most outlandish shit and somebody that been through it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody probably in those groups of men have been through the same thing or have done the same thing. even if 15 of them haven't, it's going to be 2 or 3 that can relate, right? Now you understand you're not alone in this, and somebody then been through it and has got through it, right? Has came out on the other end of it.
See, that's why I like what the baseball player was talking about. I wish I never would have talked about it because it brought the haters in. When I saw that, it hit me because when I did my journey of going to see my pops, after the day that I had and I saw him, I couldn't sleep. And I just got up and started typing on Facebook. I was just typing.
Yes.
And then I finally went to sleep. When I woke up the next day, there was people that I knew that I walked around every day at work that went through the exact, or were going through the exact same thing that I was going through. These cats was hitting me up. I mean, it was crazy. And that's when I learned you just never know what your story can do for somebody. Because like you said, they feel that they're alone in it. And why do they feel they're alone in it? Because they don't talk about it.
Nobody feel like had nobody to share it with.
Yep, they ain't shared it with nobody. So, seeing, like you said, seeing what you're going through, either through the eyes of someone else or just like looking at movies or going to stage plays. I think stage plays hit more at home because it seems more personable because they're right there.
Yeah.
It's not on a television. They're right there. When you see your story on stage, you see it. And, I've had people after a play say, bro, I froze because I came to the play, but your character was everything that I've been through. I mean, he was like, I froze. He said, I'm sitting there next to my wife and she don't know. He said, I'm sitting there doing everything I can not to cry. He said, but then your ass started crying and that did it. He's like, that killed me. And now I got to go home and have a conversation with her. She's trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
seeing stuff, hearing stuff, I was going to say, when you was talking about listening and not talking, the old saying, what your parents or people older cats used to tell me, hey, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Because he needs you to listen more.
Yeah.
Listen more, speak less.
Yeah, that's how the old cats got me to shut up.
Ty Vic said, I attend an all-black PTSD group twice a month, and it's the best thing the VA could have ever done for veterans. You have to have a way to let it go. Will said, most men just need somebody to listen and not necessarily give advice. Mom says, some men just do not want to let go of their punching bag, and jealousy is powerful. If I cannot have you, no one will. The same with some weak women.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can be quick to give advice when if we just listen, the person will come to their own conclusion. Everyone should be treated with respect. Yeah, and I think that's what happened with this particular situation with this guy. Can I go, Todd? Said veterans.
My ass, can I go?
Yeah, I think this guy just took he made the decision that, this divorce thing, I don't think it was to hurt, somebody said earlier about hurting the family. I think it was to hurt her. I think he came to the conclusion, I'm going to do everything to hurt you, and that's taking your kids and even your own life because he was a coward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Killing kids, man.
He was a coward, and he ran
What
off.
would be your point of killing the kids?
To hurt her.
Right. I'm just saying.
Yeah, to hurt her. His goal was to impact them the most damaging pain. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. It's crazy. The governor thing, I just think, I just failed to realize how you could, you're divorcing, but yet you would do it with the kids there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the
No
kid,
care.
with
No
the kid,
care.
with the
No
kids
care
there.
about your kids.
Yeah,
That's why I say it's an ego thing.
And he shot her in the basement. Then he went upstairs.
Yeah.
And
Shot
himself.
himself
Yeah.
upstairs.
Yeah.
But your kids were in home.
At the house.
Now your kids traumatized for the rest of their
For the rest
lives.
of their life.
Yeah.
You know,
Whether look,
Yeah.
like I said, whether they were home or not, they was going to be traumatized. But
Yeah.
now that they're home,
Yeah.
I mean, the simple fact that the kid was able to call 911. Can you
I
imagine
know.
that call, bro?
And he thought his mom had been stabbed. So he
Can
was
you
down there.
imagine
He
that
said she
call?
had whole. That gave me the chills. Just think of seeing that, right?
yeah, it's
And I think I lost my train of thought earlier. I think another thing that we do as men is we think of our own strengths and feel that that's the same strength that man should have.
Yes. Yes.
It's like
yes.
I've always said I don't, and I pray that I can't say I don't feel that I could get to a point to where I want to take myself.
Yeah.
So I feel that nobody else, any other man, should feel the same way. I found out that that's not true because one of my greatest friends, tried to take his life.
Yeah.
I mean, if I hadn't gotten there when I did, and I promise you, I got up and drove. I wasn't speeding over there. You know what I'm saying? I was just going like, that's tripping again. You know, and I drove over there and everything, and couldn't get in the house. And I saw him on the chest. Oh man, he's asleep. And then finally, his stepson came and opened up the door. And I go in there. I'm trying to wake him up, and then I see the bottles. So of course I called 911, told him what he took, whatever. But I never thought that this guy would try something like that.
But he told you he was thinking about it? Is that what made you go over there?
No. His wife had called me.
Okay.
And she was at work, and she knew that I was at home that day. I can't remember I don't know if me and him I don't know how she remembered that I was at home for some reason, but she did. And I went over there. She's like, you're closer to me. Can you go over there? Yeah. I was like, here I go. I'm going like, damn, here we go again with this bullshit.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
ride on over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, because again, when I look back on it, I could see the signs now. The drinking, the blackouts or whatever. But I just thought, man, that's what he was going to always do, not go to this level.
Yeah.
Good thing is,
Was
right
he going
now,
through a divorce?
No.
Okay.
Good thing now he's great.
Okay.
He quit drinking. Hell, he's a soundboard for me now.
That's what's up.
It's crazy how
That's what's up.
this stuff just flip on him. But yeah.
I do want to add that they've said that divorce, even though that wasn't your friend's case, but divorce is like a death, but the person is still there. So that's another reason why that hits hard for people, because it's like a death. So they feel like that pain that you feel when you do lose someone, that's the same pain that they feel when they're going through a divorce.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I've read that a couple of times, that they said it's like but you still got to look at the person, right? You still you got to still exchange children and do all these things. So it's a highly emotional time.
I never thought about suicide, but I had the thought of not caring to be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I lost my son, I didn't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What the next step was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
mattered not to me. I never said I want to take my own life, but I didn't care about life.
Yeah, I can
You know
see
what I
that.
mean?
Yeah.
And I think so when you said you can never see how people do, I can see, not to this extent.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But in terms of, like a really good friend of mine committed suicide, DJ, and DJ was one of the happiest, go-luckiest people you ever want to. I mean, you never saw a DJ without smiling, always laughing, always joyous, always. So when I heard he killed himself, it was like, DJ,
Right.
you know what I mean? But again, you don't know what, and he did it in the backyard, but he took his kids to the neighbor's house. He didn't do it, he took the kids to the neighbor's house and went into the backyard, shot himself in the heart.
Wow.
And
Wow.
and he had so much, going through a lot of things, and his brother's about to get indicted for something. He felt like he was gonna be implicated. It was just a lot of things happening, and he just, I don't know. It's just, it's just crazy, man. What leads people to that? I can never see how people get to the point where you could take a child's life. I'll never.
Right.
Never understand that.
Right.
I never understand how you could look at
Selfish
a
and
baby
evil.
and pull a trigger with a
Yeah.
baby, and then not just a baby, your baby.
Yeah.
Will
Yeah.
asked a question a minute ago about what kind of conversation they were having in the other house. I think you just got to imagine she was probably letting them know, you got to get out of here, come April. And he, he just snapped. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I ain't going and you ain't going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know, man.
Yeah.
But mental health is real.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is what we know.
and the thing is, it's been real.
Yeah.
It's just now, I think we're starting to recognize it. People are talking about it more. It's been real. You think about, I think about some of the old cats, the OGs back when I was a kid, and I can just imagine the stuff that they was holding on to. Just, it kind of makes you see why, like, man, he was, how old is he? And you see how somebody look a lot older,
Boy.
and
Mm-hmm.
you think about it, you be like, well, shit, I see why they back in them days, they really held stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they held stuff. Some of them, I'd hate to say it, especially back in them days, a lot more men, I think, took it out on their kids and their wives.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think a lot more, hell, my pops.
They were taught nothing different.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
pops, he beat shit out of me and my mama. I mean,
Yeah.
But was he beat as a child? Was he abused? Did you ever find that out?
I didn't.
I just say because a lot of times
You
that's
know
all they're
what?
taught. That's all they're raised a certain way. They're taught, you know what I mean? And so they think this is the way you handle it. You know what I mean? So just keep
That's a good question, Angelo.
Yeah.
I might have to ask somebody about that on that side of the family.
My dad was the same way. He didn't really beat us per se. He tried to give me a beat down when I was about 16. I fought him. But before that, they were disciplinary. But my mom was the main one that kind of handed out the ass whoopings. My dad, I didn't get many ass whoopings because I was just scared. But my dad was abusive to my mom. My mom tried to say it started later, but I can just remember from being really little, him being abusive. And it kind of hit me even when you guys said about women talking, right? That's still not a reason to hit a woman, but I can say that I went through that as well, right? Where my mom, she would know my dad was drunk and she would argue with him, as soon as he came in the door. And when I got to be a teenager, it pissed me off because I was like, she knows he's going to fight her and then we have to see it. My dad was one of those drunks that would just tear up the whole house, and I haven't said this much. I'm kind of writing a little bit about it, but at one point I came home one day from an event and there was a car in the grass in the yard. We never parked there because we kind of had a hill, so the car was kind of stuck on the hill, and nobody's in the house. I go to the back of our house, and my mom's laying in the alley, and my dad had stabbed her in the back. So she was laying in the alley. I thought she was dead. Both my aunts were there. My one aunt, she went. She tells us to this day she drove around for like 8 hours till the morning looking for my dad because she was gonna murder my dad because she thought my mom was dead. My mom did live through that, and My dad went to jail, but he didn't get much time because my mom told them it was an accident. And I remember when I got a little older, I was like, how the hell was that an accident? Somebody stabbed me in the back, you know. But she had been hospitalized before. He was just a very violent person. He would break up. Every china cabinet my mom had would end up, he would just bust it up. They used to have those old school vacuum cleaners. Back in the day, they had a long metal pipe on them. I don't know if y'all remember those. The bottom part rolled around and he would take it off and just bust up everything in the house. He would just get mad. And my mom had a hard time leaving him. She had a hard time. I used to be mad at her. I'm like, we need to get the hell out of here. We need to get the hell out of here, you know.
Back
But
then,
she didn't feel financially stable.
that part.
She, you know, there were like a lot of
There was a
different
lot going
things.
against black
Yeah.
women in those days that
Yeah.
kept them there.
Yeah.
Because I watched, because my mom wouldn't leave.
Yeah. They
Or
couldn't have bank
she would
accounts till the
leave.
70s.
She would leave and then come
Mm-hmm.
back, and it took my aunties and everybody to scoop us up and get us out of there. And I watched her, you know, what she had to do, you know, to make sure that me and my sister had, you know, had whatever we needed. You know, it was a lot.
Yeah.
So, and I think, again, back then, there was so much against black women. And let's face it, back then, a lot of black women didn't go to college. They got married and had families and all
That's
that type
right.
of stuff. So they took abuse like that. And this, again, the mental health issues were relevant then. We just didn't call it mental health. We called it being a strong black man.
Yeah.
And ruling his household. You know what I'm saying? Doing whatever he had to do. And the thing is, they, you know, men, husbands or whatever did it. Guess what? There was another husband down the street that was doing the exact same thing.
100%.
So they felt that this is what you're supposed to do. Yeah, you know,
100%.
not only were you taught it probably as a kid, but then as you get to an adult, you see that everybody doing it.
Yeah.
So, okay, shit,
Yeah.
this is what I'm supposed to do. I thought I was doing something. Even if they had a thought that they was doing something wrong, then they saw everybody else doing, like, no, I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know, that type of deal. And I think that's where, you know, that's why I say mental health has always been relevant. It's just we didn't call it mental health. It was, you know, physical abuse. And then, like you said, you know, shit, if they talked about it, they were crazy. You know, that type of deal. But actually what it was their stuff coming where they should have been talking about it. They were being physical with it instead. And I still think that happens today.
Oh, 100%.
You know, I still think
100%.
that happens today, you
Yeah.
know, in regards to the way you release instead of talking it out or speaking it out. You lash out with your fist or lash out with whatever, you know,
Yeah.
that type of deal, you know.
Yeah.
But again, you know, these stories, as I'm sitting there thinking about it, that's and when I first saw that story, somebody sent me that link. I was like, wow, and it wasn't, I don't think it hit major news quick, did it?
I don't know. I heard about it that next day.
Yeah, so I got a social
Well, I
media
saw
link.
something. I heard something, but I didn't know any information. I get the information the next day.
Yeah.
Exactly
I
what
did-
happened.
I
heard
did
it was
wanna
mass shooting
add-
was the first thing I heard.
I did want to add that my dad did suffer with mental illness. I didn't realize it till I got older, a little older, because I was actually, even though he was abusive to my mom, he was the one that would talk to us and would be home with us. My mom worked 3 to 11, my whole upbringing. So my dad worked 7 to 3, so he would be there if he wanted to, because he was kind of in the streets too. And I started realizing, because he would always say he's going to hell, you know, and he was an alcoholic. So when he was not, a couple of times he tried to get dry, he was miserable. And I literally remember how sad he was all the time and how depressed he was. And when he got older, he just, after my mom left him, he didn't take care of himself. He ended up getting lung cancer, and did none of the treatments. He just let himself die. He did no medication. He just let it take over his body.
That's almost, what Angelo was saying. Didn't take his own life, but he didn't care about life.
Oh yeah, he did. He definitely. I look at it as he. I agree with you, Angelo, but I also look at it like he did almost take his own life. I do look at it like that because he died a year after my mom, and I was angry that he wasn't going to get treatments. I was like, I'm not ready to bury you too. We just buried our mom, so it was just, and he laughed about it. I remember him laughing about it. He was in the hospital at one point, and I told him that time he was in the hospital before he died. He died maybe 6 months after that. I told him I was gonna cremate him and put him in an old Foster bottle.
Really? Wow.
Because he was a hot mess. Put him right in the old Foster bottle.
What's up, boy?
Yeah. So yeah, y'all, it's real. It's real. I mean, I think out of tonight, what we need to make sure that we do, not only men, all of us out there, be more aware and more available to help our community. Let's face it. I mean, that's what's going to help our community. We got to be more available and more aware. Use your ears. As Will says, sometimes your advice might not be the best advice, but just be there for somebody.
Yeah.
For sure. You got comments?
I've been reading them as we've been going, so there's a whole lot of them. I couldn't get everybody. but it was a lot of good ones earlier, but I think I got majority.
Oh, I wanted to ask you. I meant to hit Ask a Cop up too. Let me ask you this about this. We flipping topics real quick, people. Fulton County Jail. There was an inmate that was kind of abused, maced, all types of stuff. He ended up dying. It was 5 officers, I think 5 or 6 COs that was charged. They ended up charging 1. And his sentence ended up being, because it was a murder charge, but they dropped the murder, dropped it down. I forgot exactly what they dropped it down to. But he ended up getting a sentence of, under the Georgia First Act Offender Act.
Is the CO we talking about? Got the sentence? Okay.
Yeah. He got, this happened in 2018 is when it happened. So they just came to, this dude testified basically that the other ones was following his orders. So under the First Offenders Act, he was sentenced to 5 years probation, must complete 100 hours of community service within the first year of probation. Probation may be suspended early after 2 years if all conditions are met. Along with that, he had a ban from working in law enforcement. He cannot even work in detention or private security. The reason why I wanted to pull this up was because we always talk about how so many police officers can get these charges or whatever and go work at another jurisdiction. How is it that a judge can do this to a CO, but it can't be done to a police officer?
Well, it's not that it can't be done. Obviously, from that case, it's just something they don't do.
Yeah.
It's just something they don't do. And but it definitely can be done and should be done. But a lot of times, if you get charged, convicted, depending on what that charge is, you probably won't get, a lot of places you won't get post certified. Post not going to certify, Post is the organization over the professional officer standards. And, they might not post certify you anyway. You know what I mean? Based on what the charge is. But, you could go to some county that may not recognize post, they can do their own thing.
Like
But-
this, he pleaded guilty to aggravated assault and a violation of his oath as a public officer in the death of the guy's name was Antonio May.
That could be a standard, man. Hopefully that sets a standard though that the judge did.
Yeah, because it's
I haven't heard that too many times either. Where
But
a
you don't
judge-
think he should have got more time?
Yeah, for sure.
I do too.
I think it's
but,
ridiculous.
yeah. Somehow they put it under the Georgia first offender. I guess it was his first offense.
Yeah.
So that's how he was able to do it. They took the murder charge.
Wow.
They took the murder charge away.
Oh.
But when I saw that he's banned from working in any law enforcement and can't even be in private security, it's like, wow. Now that's
Well,
what.
a lot of private security carry weapons. Number
Yeah.
one, you know what I mean? And they have,
Mhm.
you know, a lot of matters, man. Security has way more jurisdiction than the police. You know, that's why I teach in my security classes because you're private. You working for that particular facility. You know what I mean? Like, if, for example, if you're in an apartment complex, the apartment person can enter your thing based on the thing, based on your lease, right?
Oh, wow.
And they can take
Police
security
can't.
with them, but police can't. You know what I mean? So yeah, so security has a lot of jurisdiction that police don't have. So I can see that.
Good deal.
Speaking of police, before I do the top five, Kiki asked earlier, what does stapling the driver's license do? That used to be something they did to kind of let number one to piss you off,
And in lieu of bond, right?
and in lieu of bond,
Yeah.
you would surrender your driver's license in lieu of bond, because you do know technically you can be arrested for any traffic citation.
Yep. And taken to jail.
Technically, you know what I mean? For the sim, you can be arrested for it, but you will surrender your driver's license in lieu of that. Because if you get your driver's license, guess where you gonna show up to? Court.
Get that license
You gonna
back.
show up to court. That's the only way you got your driver's license back to show up to court.
Get that
And your license gonna have all them holes in
Yep,
it.
hold it up and look right through it. Yeah.
So when you got pulled over again, that police officer fill out them holes. Oh yeah, he know you done been through this.
Can't say you ain't been in trouble
Can't
before.
say it. You got these staples in your license. They start losing people's driver's license. That's why they end up finally doing away with that stuff. People wasn't never getting their driver's license back. They were losing them. That system was horrible. People would come to court, they couldn't find the driver's license. Just kept, you know.
Oh,
what I mean?
that's wild.
So they eventually did away with that.
That's where the scamming started, huh?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, that is not a good feeling standing in front of a judge, boy. Don't know what that judge been through that night before or that morning.
Yeah.
I tell a lot of people, I said, especially younger, I said, man, y'all need just go and visit the courtroom. Just go visit, sit in the back, and just, especially for traffic court, and look at them throw them sentences out. Boy, if that won't make your ass drive right, I mean, they be throwing them out like Oprah was, you get a car, like, you got 5 years, you got 6, you got 3. Matter of fact, go right now. I mean, it was crazy, bro. I used to just go sit in there and watch.
Yeah. That's why they ended up having, because remember, they usually didn't have a separate court for traffic court. It was just court.
Mm-hmm.
But it became so many cases, they had to create a separate traffic court because you be in there literally all day long. You know what I mean? Before your case got heard.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then that's why, like, City of Atlanta, a lot of places they do, you know, you can go ahead and settle that ticket without even going to court.
Yeah.
You know, we'll reduce it down to this. If everybody wants, you can go this line over here.
When I found that out, boy, oh, shit.
You go this line over here. We're gonna reduce it by X amount of percent. You know what I mean? And but if you want to stay in court all day, and people like, man, you that line, like, man, how much you say it was again?
Yeah, like DeKalb County. I don't know if I ain't been in a while, but you go in there. Cobb County, they call you up by alphabetical order. So I went to court in DeKalb thinking, my last name Thompson, I got a minute. Shit, I was late because when you first get there, they give you this piece of paper and they read all that stuff. And if you ain't got that piece of paper, you late. So I had to go and find the line. I had to settle mine because I was about to be held in contempt. Yeah, they told me, they said, well, listen, if you don't go over there and pay that fine, you going to jail. That's what you mean. He said, no, you going to jail and they're going to bring you back because you missed your court date. I said, oh, hell no. Where I go? That one over there? All right. Man, shoot. That lady went to lunch. Boy, I got so scared. I said, please come back before they come out here looking for everybody that missed court. They got top 5. Okay.
Top 5. Give me your top 5 soul and or blues singers. Soul and or some of y'all might not be in the soul music all the way, might not be in the blues music all the way. So you can combine them if you need to. Your soul and or blues singers.
I'm ready to grab my drink because y'all ain't take no breaks. I ain't understand it. What's going on here?
Because the it was on one topic.
We going hard.
It was one long topic.
Yeah. We going hard tonight.
When
we going
Dr.
hard
Cindy
tonight.
called, we just jumped right into it.
Yeah.
I planned on taking a break before that happened. But
Right.
She called, jumped right on into it. So
Right.
good to go.
Go ahead, grab it. There you go. Your top 5 blues, soul and or blues singers. Your top 5.
You ready, Dwayne?
Light skin QT. So everybody check on somebody. You never know who might need it. And that's a true statement.
Right.
That's a true statement. Me and my frat brother Frank, we were talking the other day, like my frat Frankie, man. Frankie was the guy in college that, number one, he was everybody's barber. You know what I mean? He cut everybody hair.
That guy.
Yeah, he was that guy. But he was also everybody's
Therapist.
sort of therapist. He was more the deacon of the group. You know what I mean?
What we do.
So he came in with the religious things, and so people would be, because Frank he gonna talk about God. He gonna talk about, hey man, get your life right. Hey man, you know what I mean. So people would avoid him in certain situations, but if they were going through something, not. They go into Frankie's room because they know Frankie's gonna
just to get that spirit on them.
Yeah. But they know he gonna get to him real. He gonna give him to him from a Christian thing. He gonna pray for. He gonna do all those, and he's still doing this very day. But I say all to say, he was in the hospital recently, and what Key just said, what she just said, just made me think about checking on people, because a lot of times you go through your days, you go through your normal routine, and it may be people you think about. You be like, man, I need to hit up such and such. You know what I mean? And Frank was one of the people. I was like, man, I got to check on Frank because he was in the hospital a couple months ago. You know what I mean? It's like, and then I find out he had been in the hospital for almost a week. And it was I can't remember the term, but it was some kind of memory loss with it. And it's like, so what you said is true. We got to do a better job, especially now we got text messages. You ain't got to talk to people too tough.
Hey man,
you can just text them.
Texting was some of the best things ever made, boy.
Hey.
So we all got to do better. We all got to do a better job of checking on our people.
And I'm trying to get better because there's certain people you text and they call you.
Oh, Frank
Oh,
said
don't you hate that? I don't understand that. And I have about 3 people in my life that do that. If I text them, and I be scared to text them back because I'm like, this mofo, if I say, they'll ask me something long. If I say yes, bring, I'm like, why are you calling? That is wow. Yeah, I got about three or 4.
Like I said, look, I don't think I've said this before, and I always keep saying I'm gonna keep trying to get better because I don't think there's no such thing as being 100% on it. But when you think of somebody, shoot a text. What's up?
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, what's up?
You good?
Yeah.
Because God put that person on your heart for a reason.
For a reason.
I always tell people, when you think about somebody, just
Or like
say
when you have one of them dreams and you don't remember what the hell the dream was about, but you know that you saw somebody.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm on it. Next day, I've gotten myself in trouble with that because some exes think, oh, he trying to holler again. No, chick, making sure your ass is all right. Make sure you ain't got cancer or nothing. That's all. Shit, I ain't trying to holler. Just checking on you. Shit, that's it. You know.
I see a lot of R&B singers in this group so far. What you got, D. Wayne?
Shoot, that's all.
Soul singers. I'm gonna go Aretha Franklin.
Took mine.
Maxwell. Anthony Hamilton.
Kim
Kim. And
him is considered what?
Like a soul singer.
Soul.
Mm-hmm. And I would say Barry White.
Mm.
There you go. All right, I'm gonna lean more toward on the blues side of stuff. Well, what is Al Green considered?
Yeah.
I gotta throw Al out there first.
Yeah. I had
that's
him
so-
at
That's gonna be
first.
Al Green. I got B.B. King.
That's blues.
All right, Johnny Taylor. ZZ Hill. And then I'm gonna go in with Calvin Richardson.
Okay.
All right.
Zach.
I have Marvin Gaye, Aretha Franklin. I love me some Billie Holiday.
Facts.
Got me on that one.
I put Jill Scott because she's neo soul, and my baby, my favorite, Erica Badu.
Okay. I like that.
I got Muddy Waters, Gladys Knight, Curtis Mayfield, Luther Vandross, and Teddy Pendergrass.
Teddy.
Have you seen that Luther
Ain't they
documentary?
considered R&B?
I haven't.
Ain't they considered R&B? Luther.
Luther and Teddy might be.
I thought so.
Luther and Teddy might be
Yeah,
considered
that's what I
R&B,
think. Luther and Teddy.
but they always gonna be on my list. Especially after I saw that documentary on Luther just recently. That thing was fire.
Luminous got Johnny Taylor, Marvin Gaye. I don't know what y'all talking about, but Johnny Taylor, Marvin Gaye. Sade's a good one. Gerald
Sure
Levert.
is.
Gerald probably more R&B,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Sade's definitely one. Let's see. Ty Vick. You went, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Ty Vick with Lena Horne. Al Green. Isaac Hayes. The OJs. Marvin Gaye. Frank said Frankie was our big brother. He was who we aspired to be. Yeah, he was everybody's big brother.
Yeah, that is Mike.
Will got Teddy, Patty. You know who they are when you just say their first name and everybody know who they are, right? Teddy, Patty, Luther, Whitney, Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye.
He named, well.
He went with 6. Frank got King George. King George. Okay. Rolls Royce.
That's a good
That's a
one.
good one.
That is
Bobby
a
Womack.
good one.
That's a good one. James Brown and Bessie Smith.
You blowing your nose on camera, show?
Hey. Y'all don't want to take no breaks.
She did a DC carry right there. Whatever DC did. DC did. Y'all don't even think about it.
I heard. What the?
I didn't want to look up. I didn't want to go over
I looked over at the camera like, oh yeah, that is on camera. Classic Konversation, what it is.
All right, my mom got Quail P.
It's a classic situation.
I don't know Quail P. Aretha Franklin, Stevie Wonder, Sam Cooke, and Luther. Honorable mention James Brown. Number 1 fan got Johnny Lee Hooker. Big Mama Thornton. Oh, she went way back.
Yes, you did.
Bessie Smith. Clarence Big Mouth Brown. Clarence Big Mouth
Big
Brown.
Mouth.
I don't know that one. Paul Butterfield.
Maybe
Frank say Sade for every list all the time.
I know that's right, Frank.
What's the difference between soul and R&B? There's a difference, but I can't really break it down.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Kind of like what the lyrics are, how the music is. It's supposed to like hit you the different way.
That's what I want to say. It hit you differently. Hit you in your soul.
Yeah, yeah.
No, R&B is more upbeat.
Yeah, more upbeat.
Yeah, more
yeah.
upbeat.
Romantic.
That's
like
why I
you
know,
said.
Teddy
Right.
got a couple of upbeat joints. Luther could still be soul, but yeah,
Shoot, the first one I thought about was-
soul and blues are really close together.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're really close together. They're more telling the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They really supposed to hit you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. On the lane, got B.B. King, Etta James, good one.
Mm-hmm.
Billie Holiday, Ruth Brown, Whitney Houston, James Brown. Number one said, great show. Keep saying it's possible. That's all we can do. Play the song for mental health. Something she posted earlier. I gotta go back to the beginning.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah, that was.
Oh
Pretty
yeah,
dope
all our
song.
votes help get shot into this year's for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She loves me. Great job, friend. I'm sure she's gonna have you in her speech,
Yeah,
buddy.
Mariah Carey or New Edition didn't make it.
You gonna have?
I was
speech.
disappointed New Edition didn't make it.
Yeah, Mariah Carey or New Edition. Neither one of them made it.
They gonna make it.
They will.
Eventually.
Yeah, they will.
They have to because they both cold blooded.
Yeah.
But what's the rap group? They made it.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang. Yeah.
Yeah.
She got who? Bobby Womack.
Yeah, somebody said Bobby Womack.
Anybody say BB King?
Yeah, a couple times.
Muddy Waters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Somebody said Muddy Waters.
I said
Yeah.
Muddy.
I saw it.
I mean,
Somebody
Muddy.
said Sam Cooke, right?
Yeah,
Otis Redding.
Nope.
nope.
Okay.
Good one, though.
Otis Redding. Ray Charles. Nobody said Ray.
I had them on my list, but then I took them off because y'all said 5.
Nobody said Donnie Hathaway.
Nope. Good one, too.
Jackie Wilson.
Don't know.
And now,
Look, you all right?
and right now, my boy Teddy Swim.
Oh,
Hey man, when I first
Nice.
heard Teddy Swim, I did not know he was white.
Oh,
Ooh.
I don't even know who it is.
Still a problem for me.
Hey,
Still a
that-
problem.
Why
for me.
didn't nobody say the little young dude
that
that's
joke,
been,
that
that
joke
been killing it?
insane.
What's the little young dude that been killing it? Nobody said him, did they? The one that the one monkey don't stop no show.
Oh, he ain't young.
He is. That dude is like in his 20s.
Maybe I'm
Yeah.
thinking about another song then.
What's the other song that's a big hit? That dude is young. One woman, yeah, that one. That song. That's a young dude. Ain't he young? I can't think of his name though. Oh, man, he go hard. Yeah, he goes hard.
Dana stole my pick. Don't leave out Smokey Robinson. I thought somebody said Smokey. Did anybody say Smokey?
Wow, nobody
Smokey
said Smokey.
Robinson. Wow, you're right.
Nobody said Smokey.
Wow. Appreciate that, B. Number one, so I wrote the Hall of Fame 5 years ago to put New Edition in. You have to fight for them. Yeah, they deserve it. Smokey, good one.
King George, I think that's his name.
King George. Okay.
Yeah, keep on rolling.
All right.
Yep, great
Oh,
show.
yeah, gotta keep on rolling. I thought the dude was old. I didn't know it was a young dude.
Me neither. Oh,
No,
okay.
he's unless I got the wrong. It's cause he got a whole bunch of hits out right now.
Anyone want to say I left my side piece on that same dude? That dude's old.
Yeah.
So let's do different people. Okay. All right. Say no more.
That side piece gonna be hitting though.
He got a bunch. He got like
That thing
3.
be-
He got
that
3.
thing be hitting.
Cause
boy.
don't he, what's the other song where they do the dance to?
Big ass fly.
I know
Yeah.
that fly is huge. The one they do the dance to, Boots on the Ground. Don't he sing that too?
Yeah, that's not blues though. That's that.
Who is that?
Bobby Blue Band.
Oh yeah, Bobby Blue Band. All right,
Who
Frank.
is that
let's-
dude?
Oh, he's
Okay.
talking about who got in. Billy Idol,
Yeah.
Iron Maiden, Oasis, Joy Division, New Order, Wu-Tang Clan, and I think none of them were in the top 7 fan votes. Wow. How about that? New Edition was number 1 in fan votes by a lot.
It says more to it. Even Method Man said, how disappointed he was New Edition get in. He said, but there's more to it than the votes. He says a lot of the internal politics stuff, but
Sad, but yeah, what
Like I said, they'll get in. But, you know, good deal.
Yep, great show. Great show. We will continue with the mental health.
Coco Taylor. I was going to write down Coco Taylor, too, number one.
We'll continue with some more mental health stuff next week. Jose, let them know where they can follow you.
Y'all can follow me on Jose Sunray on everything. GYZAY Sunray. I'm on YouTube. I am on IG. I am on TikTok. I am on stage at any of those events.
I was just going to ask you, when you performing again soon? What you doing anything?
I try to perform every week somewhere. So I've been just trying to find some little things to get into. Yeah, trying to get my career on the road.
Understood.
I'm trying to get into acting too, y'all. So if you know anybody, need some.
Angelo, what you got this week, bro?
Nice again, Tuesday. Right, I was at Trish's earlier. I went there first. Thursday night got Destiny's open mic. This weekend we got a really dope show. We got Laugh Love hosting and got Sean Larkins headlining, man. So it's gonna be a phenomenal weekend of comedy. You know, Sean Larkins, he was the mailman on the neighborhood with Cedric Entertainer. But both of these guys are flat out. These are comedians, man. These are comedians. So it's gonna be real good this weekend. And then Sunday we start our Sunset Sundays at Traditions as well. Sunday's show at 6:00, another type open mic style show. So good weekend of comedy, my man.
That where you gonna be at Sunday?
I might. I was there last Sunday. So
give us a sample. You talking about Jose? Give us a sample.
Y'all want a sample?
Where can we get tickets? UptownComedy.net. Thank you, Will. UptownComedy.net. UptownComedy.net for all your tickets. Social media, Uptown Comedy Corner ATL. And Atlanta's original Uptown Comedy Corner for Facebook users. There you go.
There it is. You giving them a sample?
All right, y'all ready for the sample?
Uh-oh. She ready this week.
It's a sample now, so that means you ain't gonna get the whole thing. This is JT's favorite.
You see how I'm backing up?
I ain't gonna go in like JT like I normally do. F you. Yeah, that's what I said to myself when it had been 2 years and I had no patience left. See, I was in a long-term laughable affair with a man who always wanted to copulate. But sadly enough for me, that same man couldn't last more than 2 minutes straight. So y'all gonna have to come to the show to see the rest of it and hear it. Because I'm not gonna put all of it on here right now and share it.
All right, okay. Bars. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
I can never pluck with my right hand. You can pluck both hands?
Yeah, I think so.
I can never pluck my right hand. I can never my left. I can never do my
this
right.
don't do nothing. I'm with you, Lo. I don't even know.
Like this.
I was just doing it right now. I want to just
ain't
do
doing
it now.
nothing. It's just
You know,
fake.
both hands. I can't.
When I do this, it's just fake.
I can't get nothing out there right. You can't get nothing out your left. I can
You
get
know
nothing out my
what,
right.
Frank? I cannot wait to meet you in person because you a hot mess. And you need to make sure you come to one of our shows when you come in town.
You're old enough, light skin QT. You just gotta go. You can go to the new soul. The soul is still around.
Yeah.
There's soul singers right now that's young. There's blues singers right now that's young.
Light skinned cutie. Don't act like you didn't know
like-
everybody
she
I
like-
named.
She like to throw that little age. Yeah,
Right.
there's blues singers that's your age.
Right.
Yep, the blues is back. Real, for real.
Like I said, Teddy Swim. Teddy Swim is right now. Right now.
Yep. All right, y'all. I got some news in regards to God Guys. We are actually postponing the God Guys stage play, business reasons. It was just best to do it this way. We'll be making our way to Atlanta. Plus, next year we're doing the tour. That's gonna be majorly dope. I'm hoping that we get this stage in Brooklyn, New York. That's gonna be fire if I can get up there. So yeah, that's what's happening with that. Again, I have to keep saying it from a man Harold Outley that was on the show. His joint is actually like #1 viewed on Tubi right now. everybody is hating him because he was one of those abusive husbands. Major proud of him or what he's doing with that. And like I said, he's a friend of the show. He always wants to come through, and drop his gospel. So hopefully he'll be back soon so we can congratulate him.
Okay.
Next week, we do have a guest coming in, my man Rob Malloy. He is your favorite silver fox.
I know Rob.
Yeah, Rob, dope cat. We're doing some collabs on some things, so he's gonna come through next week and talk about some stuff that he has going on Memorial Day weekend. Mental health. He's spreading that gospel too. So we'll have him up here next week. That's about it. Robert will be back. We actually got together this week, but some of the stuff we did, we decided to hold on to and use it later. But yeah, Robert will be back on Country Wayne real soon. So that is going.
And real
to
quick, man,
do it.
I got to chime in real quick. I'm only doing it because I just saw a text from my mom, right? So I don't really tell. She don't like to really talk her personal stories, her life past. So I don't really say much about it. You know what I mean? But the family knows what she went through as a young wife. Did what trauma with my father and her. You know what I mean? It was also abusive. It is what it is. You know what I mean? We're all adults now. You know what I mean? But she was like, she apologized for the trauma. I just got to say it publicly. There's no apology necessary, right? Because what you did was you saw what it was. You saw what was going to get better. You joined the Army, and you got us out of there. Best thing could ever happen to us. The absolute best. You know what I mean? You joined it. You saw you had to do better for yourself. You saw your self-worth. You went and joined the military, and you pulled us out of that situation. So for that, we salute you. So don't ever,
I'm
we
saluting
good.
you too, because I tell my mom
we
the
good.
exact same thing. Don't
Absolutely.
you ever feel bad about anything.
Absolutely.
All of it. I wouldn't be what I am if it wasn't
Period.
for you.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
I always think, what would my life be like if
Man.
we actually stayed in New York City? I would be a nigga walk around in Timbs all the time in the winter. In the summer.
You silly for that.
I wear a chain every now and then, but I probably will have on about 6. I look at some of my cousins still in New York, bro. They 60 years old, and you can't tell, bro. They 4, 5 chains around their neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about it, and yep. So yeah, salute to you, Mama Sykes, for real. Salute for making that decision. So that's gonna do it, man. We will be back here again. The everything is up, right? With Miguel.
It said Will said start at 10 o'clock. So you start hitting your social media at 10 o'clock tonight.
But everything, the Miguel interview is up though, right?
Yes.
Y'all make sure that y'all go and check out Miguel Nunez. How you say his middle name? Angel.
Angel.
Angel. Angel. Hey, the interview was dope. Dude gave some stuff that you probably have never heard about his life, which was crazy. And we just let him go. We didn't have to do too much interviewing. We just let him go. So if you get a chance, make sure to go check that out and share it. Please share it. That's going to do it,
That's
man.
funny, man. My aunt just sent this. She said the reason why Mayberry was so peaceful and quiet was because nobody was married. Andy, Aunt B, Barney, Goober, Gomer, Helen, Floyd, Thelma Lou, Ernest, T. Bass, Howard, and of course Opie. The only married person was Otis, and he was a town drunk who locked himself up in jail every weekend. That's hilarious.
I can't rap to Urban Atlanta.
That is crazy.
That's funny.
The only married man walked himself to jail.
Where can I see the interview? On YouTube. Thank you. What page? It's on Classic Konversations YouTube. Our Classic Konversations YouTube page.
Exactly where you're looking at it right now.
And the Urban
on
Atlanta.
Urban Atlanta
YouTube
and
page.
also on Classic Konversations YouTube page. Appreciate that, Will. And Will is pretty much a star. He's an unheard, unseen star of the interview. You hear his name a lot.
All throughout the interview.
All throughout the interview, for real. For real. That was a great time. That was a great time. It was a great time. All right, that's gonna do it, man. We'll see you next week. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
And Jose.
And we out. You dig?
Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.